It was a lot of money in that bag, you know. It was making me scared, it's making me nervous, it's making me very mad.
No basic zone.
It's your girl Stushy back with another video. If you are new, then hey boo, my name is Stushy. Please take a moment to subscribe to join the Stush gang. We'd love to have you. We are consistent over here and we are always pushing out content, okay? Yes, I do a lot of clapping as well, but yeah, be sure to subscribe to join the gang and also ring the bell so that way you're alerted whenever I upload a new video. And to my lovely returning subscribers, welcome back to the channel, you guys. I appreciate you guys a ton for continuously supporting your girl, for continuously supporting the kids. So I haven't done a story time in a little while and I was like, I should tell them about this one. So if you read the title, you already know what this story time is going to be about. I'm going to be talking about the time that I lost $1,000 worth of items at the airport. If you're interested in watching, stay tuned. So this occurred way back in 2017. I'm about to break it down to you guys. I used to live in Buffalo. If you were new, I lived in Buffalo for 5 years. I did go to Buff State. So every May, my friends and I would travel somewhere because it was always a roommate's birthday around that time. So in 2017, we decided to go to Miami. So boom, Miami was great. Everything was fun. Everything was cool. The night before our departure, we went to the club. We stayed out probably up until 4 a.m. I always like to pack prior to like going out if I know my flight is early in the morning. So I packed before going out to the club. I packed everything up, everything was good to go. So once I got back from the club, went to the hotel, got our stuff, and then went straight to the airport. I had a layover in New York, being that I was traveling from Miami to Buffalo. There weren't any straight flights, so everything was fine. I made the flight. I ended up in New York. I stopped at a gate. I remember stopping at a gate, and at the time, as I mentioned, I still had full face. I had a full beat because I came from the club, my loungewear, but I don't know if you guys know, but your girl is blind as a bat, okay? I am nearsighted. I cannot see to save my life. So at that moment, I knew that I wanted to take my contacts out. I had my contacts in pretty much all night for me, you know, going clubbing. And then I still had my contacts in into the next day. I was in New York waiting for my second flight to get back home. So at that point, I knew that I wanted to take my contacts out. So when I packed my bag, I packed my contact case, I packed my contact solution, and a ton of my shades and stuff in a Fenty X Puma duster bag. Bags that you keep your shoes in. If you want to store your shoes in, that's where you keep it in. So I packed all of my shades and a lot of my stuff in that duster bag. So I was at a gate and I took out my contact case. I specifically remember taking out my contact case. I took out my contacts at the gate, put them in the little contact case that I had, filled it up with solution, closed the back up, and put on my glasses because my eyes were getting tired. My eyes were feeling really dry just keeping the contacts in or having the contacts in for so long. So I wanted to take them out. And at that point, I was still waiting for my flight. I was sitting down. I remember checking my phone to see what time it was. I left that gate and I ended up going to my gate where my flight was going to be departing from. And I remember them calling our names. I ended up going on the flight and I got back home to Buffalo safely, nice and safe. So I'm home chilling. I hadn't started to unpack some of my stuff as yet. I think I just took out some of the souvenirs, but I hadn't started to unpack, you know, my luggages yet. But I remember getting back to Buffalo pretty early in the day, and later on in the night, I remember talking to my mother on the phone. We were talking, I think my mother called me and she was asking me, you know, how was the trip? I think that was my first trip like with a group of friends. So she wanted to know how was the trip. You know, I was in college, so she wanted to know the experience, how the experience was. Did I have fun? And you know, the whole shebang. So I remember talking to her like, yeah, it was fun. It was really nice. We definitely would do it again. The people that I went with were amazing, blah, blah, blah. And she was asking me, how are the shades? Like, how did the shades play out? And the shades that she was referring to were these Ray-Bans that I recently picked up from Target Optical. If you didn't know, a lot of Targets do have a Target Optical inside. I've spoken about this before on my channel, and you can get your eyes tested there. You get sunglasses there, regular reading frames from there, and even like contacts from there. So prior to my trip, I went to the Target Optical in Buffalo to get my eyes tested for some sunglasses. And I ended up picking out a nice cute pair of Ray-Bans that were prescribed, like anti-glare and stuff like that. So that would have been great for my Miami trip, being that Miami is super hot. You're in the sun all day, and it was, girl, it was super hot. So I wanted to pick up some prescribed shades so I didn't have to wear my regular reading glasses on some of the days that I didn't feel like putting in my contacts. So I got those and I brought them along the trip. So she was asking me, how were the frames? How did the frames play out? Because I know you picked those up right before you went on your trip. And I was like, oh, they were good, you know, they were great. Something hit me. Literally, out of nowhere, something hit me. I'm like, frames. Where are my frames? Something just clicked in my head right at that moment. And I was like, oh, I'm not gonna curse. At that moment in time, I jumped up out of my bed. I was like, hold on, mom, wait a minute, give me 1 second. I jumped up out of my bed and I ran to my luggage to open it up to see if that Fenty Puma duster was in my bag. Because if we rewind, I told you guys that I kept a lot of my shades, a lot of my sunnies, a lot of my stuff in that Fenty duster just because it was cute for travel. It was nice and compact. But the problem is that duster was not in my luggage. That duster was not in my luggage because why? That duster was sitting at a gate somewhere in New York City. 6 hours away driving time, around 45 minutes flight time. So with that being said, let me tell you guys what was inside of the bag. Okay, let me tell you guys what was inside of the Fenty Puma bag, the Fenty Puma duster bag. Not only is that a great bag, I mean, it's a great bag for you to just stow away some of your shoes. It's a great bag for you to do what I did, like use it as, you know, a travel case or something. But what I kept inside of that bag, as I mentioned, were a lot of my sunnies. These are the ones that I remember because they were the most important to me. But I had my pink Marc Jacobs. I'll put in pictures of all of these so you guys know what they look like and why I'm like, I was hella tight for a minute. My pink Marc Jacobs sunnies, my Gucci sunnies they were relatively new, like I bought them maybe like 2 months prior to the trip. I had my prescription Ray-Bans in there, okay? Those were brand new because I got them specifically for that trip. Those are brand new. I had one pair of sunglasses from Forever 21, if I remember correctly. I had 2 sunglasses from Soho. New Yorkers like to get a lot of cute sunnies in Soho because they have a lot of different street vendors and they just have a lot of nice, cute, funky, urban looking shades. I also had my series 1 or first series, I don't know what it's called, my first series or series 1 Apple Watch. Bruh. Wow, retelling the story is giving me shakes. It's making me scared. It's making me nervous. It's making me very mad. It's making me very hella upset. Pink Apple Watch, yeah, rose gold, chrome, whatever they want to call it. Apple Watch was in that bag. At that moment, I'm like, Mom, give me a second, because I literally had to backtrack. Like, did I put it in my bag? Did I not put it in my bag? Remember, this occurred literally like right after me leaving the club, so I wasn't intoxicated, but you know, we're tired. Like, we've been out all day in the hot sun. We went out in the night. It was the last night. And then I, you know, got all my stuff from the hotel and went straight to the airport. And, you know, went on a whole flight, got on a whole flight from Miami to New York City, stopped at a gate to take out my contacts, went to my actual gate, got on my flight, got back to Buffalo. A few hours have passed and I'm talking to my mom and she's like, how are those shades? How are those frames? How are those sunnies? And I'm just like, oh, no. Wait a minute. At that moment in time, I wasn't sure if I left it at the gate where I sat down at. I wasn't sure if I brought it to my actual gate where my flight was departing from. I just wasn't sure, but I knew it wasn't with me, so I knew that it had to be at the airport, at JFK's airport. I also have my Marc Jacobs watch. I still have my Marc Jacobs watch because of the simple fact that I put it on my wrist that morning, or I put it on my wrist at night when I went out to the club. Thinking back, I don't know why I brought my Apple Watch, because the Apple Watch that I had was not waterproof, so I don't know why I would bring it to Miami when the majority of the time we were going to be, you know, near the water or in the water or just sweating overall. I don't know why I brought my Apple Watch. So to my recollection, that's all that was in the bag. There might have been like little cute cheap jewelry in the bag as well, but those were all the things that were in the bag. Marc Jacobs, Gucci, Ray-Bans, Apple Watch. The other little cute cheap sunglasses, I don't care too much about. I really like them, but my main concern were my 3 most expensive shades and my Apple Watch. And that Apple Watch was probably around 4 months in. I probably had it for roughly 4 months, but it was still working. I did have a code on it, so that was great. Right after realizing that I didn't have those items, I reached out to Delta. I filed a claim online. I think I called the airport first to ask them if they saw it.
Just give the phone to your boss. Give your phone to your boss.
The one problem was that I didn't know what gate I initially sat down at. That was my biggest problem, because there are a ton of gates at airports. Yes, I was in a specific section of the airport. I was in the Delta section, but they still have a ton of different gates. You know, they don't know what gate I was sitting at. I'm sure they didn't care enough to check their cameras to see what gate I was sitting at, being that they have a ton of people that are in and out of that section of the airport all day. And people are slick and quick in New York City. It could have been the workers, and To be honest, I think it was one of the workers, and there are a ton of people that were commuting that weekend. It was Memorial Weekend, as I mentioned, or around that time, around, you know, the end of May. My main problem was that I didn't know where I initially sat down. I called the airport. They told me to fill out a report and they would get back to me.
That's just not how it works, man.
So I got an email on June 4th, 2017. Delta Airlines lost item report number 1947222. Okay. Dear Sharma, which is my real name if you didn't know. My name is Sharma, but you can call me Stush. You can call me Sharma too, I don't mind. Dear Sharma, we're still searching. It's been a full week of hunting and we've not been successful, but we're not giving up yet. We will continue looking for your lost item for 2 more weeks. Should we find an item that matches your description, we'll send you an email that guides you through the shipping and payment process.
2 weeks later.
Despite our efforts, we have not been able to locate any item that closely matches the description of your reported lost article, and we have officially closed your report. So that was the final mail that they sent me, and honestly by this point, I mean, so much time had passed that I knew that they couldn't find it or they wouldn't be able to find it, and I just kind of knew, like, the same day that I lost it, like, it's gone, I'm not gonna get it back. But I don't know, for some reason I just hoped that they would, I don't know what I hoped for, but I was just so damn sad. I was really sad about it for like a whole month, and I just was like, they weren't meant to come on another trip. You didn't need them. Somebody needed them more than you did, Stush. It's not that deep, but it was that deep. It was a lot of money in that bag, you know. There was a lot of money in that bag. Realization set in. I mean, realization had set in prior to that, but I was just still hoping and praying that maybe they would find my items. Maybe they would find that bag full of all of my goodies, all of my sunglasses, my Apple Watch, all of that stuff. But they closed the case. They said that they didn't find it.
Shut up, shut up, shut up.
Again, I feel like somebody took it, somebody stole it. I'm not gonna lie. I can't point fingers. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there, and clearly it was my own fault because I left it at a gate that wasn't even my gate. So at this point, I'm content, but I'm still reliving that story, retelling that story. Just kind of made me sad all over again. I'm not gonna lie, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Material things will come and go, and it is what it is, right? I mean, at least I'm here to tell you guys what occurred. At least I'm here to tell you guys to be mindful when you're in the airport. Had I paid more attention, I would still have my items to this day, but it is what it is. It just is what it is. I can't be mad anymore, and as I said, I'm content. So yes, that is something that happened to me in 2017. I lost $1,000 worth of my personal items at JFK's International Airport. Yes, I was bummed out about it. I'm over it now. It is what it is. It just gives me an excuse to purchase some more sunglasses, purchase some more shades to get my stun on, okay? So with that being said, we've reached the end of today's video. I hope you guys really enjoyed. If you did indeed enjoy today's video, be sure to leave me a big thumbs up before you head out. Be sure to also click that subscribe button. If you still haven't subscribed to join the gang, girl, click that subscribe button down below so that way you can officially become a part of the Stush gang. And also make sure you ring the bell that's right next to the subscribe button so that way you don't miss out on any of my future uploads, anything else that I have to post, okay? Thank you guys again for tuning in and for supporting me. I love you guys, and until next time, until the next video, until the next upload, until the next post, I'll see you guys later. Bye guys. Subscribe to join the 6th is May is 5th, June. Storytime photo. And okay, so let me get my dates together. The story time. So this if you're new, please take a moment as to my layover